Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our class, movie class. You know, like Bond, James Bond class, movie class. and today we are going to talk about pretty old movie, 1964, I guess, Goldfinger. Goldfinger.
Right.
Yeah, it's Sean Connery and James Bond and who else? Let's start with this. Vasant, would you please tell us about characters in this movie? About it. Let's start with the
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean Connery, he's the James Bond. He's 007. They have such agents to complete some impossible missions around the world, and so his number is 007, and he was assigned to complete a mission called Goldfinger, because he is smuggling something, smuggling gold, I think, and he is transforming his car into a gold one. So,
Yeah, Vasant, have you heard about James Bond before this movie? Is it a household name everywhere?
No, James Bond is specially designed for this character.
I see. Jürgen, did you know James Bond before this movie? Is it a popular? Did you know about James Bond?
Yes,
Before
of
this
course,
movie?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen many of the movies.
Maybe we'll work. Yeah.
They've been making James Bond movies for 56 years, my entire lifetime. In high school, I watched Goldfinger.
Yeah. I used to read even one book about by Jan Fleming, right? It's his name.
Ian or Ian, I don't know how he pronounces it.
Yeah. So when I was young, but did not impress me well, because when you see it, it's a lot of action. When you read about actions all the time, it's kind of strange, I would say.
Yeah.
Leila, what about you? Do you like James Bond? Have you heard about
I have watched some of the films, Sean Connery, and I have lately watched Casino Royale and License to Kill and something else. I like it because it is not very serious for me. It's a kind of, just entertainment for me.
Yep. Yeah.
It was first released in my country, Ivan, in 1967. I searched for it, right.
So everyone knows who is James Bond, right? So it's an agent working for English, or how is it, for United Kingdom agency, MI6, very secret, and 00. What does mean 00? What sounds? Do you know?
No, usually they choose 7 as a lucky number, but I don't know why the prefix 00. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it in the movie? But in the book I read that 00 means he's licensed. He has a license. Right?
License.
He has a license to kill people. Whenever he wants, whenever it's good for his job, for his task, he's going to kill someone.
Yeah, there are 9 00 agents. 007 is only one of the 00 agents, and it means they have a license to kill in the line of duty. They can kill spies and people that catch them in their espionage. They can kill those people, and the British government will look over that small sin.
Okay. So let's start with the story. So Goldfinger, what was it about? How it started? Leila, could you start, please?
First of all, I just want to say it's a spy film based on a novel written by Ian Fleming.
Mm-hmm.
And the film starts with scenery of a wonderful hotel, a big, luxurious one. And it is, if I'm not wrong, Miami Vice. Yes, I think so. And everybody looks elegant, and you can see a lot of facilities there, and I just see James Bond, and he's getting his back massaged by a lady, and then then the man in charge, I think, comes and gives him a letter, and
Yeah, so
then
kind of
he starts his duty.
the name of the guy is Felix, and he's kind of a manager, or the guy who, how we call it, who connect, manager to this agent.
He's a CIA agent.
Okay, so he works for US, right?
Right. So he and Bond work together sometimes.
I see. Okay, Leila, can you continue, please?
Then Felix told him some things about this Goldfinger, who is the suspect of. He's the suspect, and I don't understand why, but he is James Bond enters his room very easily just by giving a hug to one of the maidens, maybe, if I can say maiden. And then he meets a lady there who is looking through the binoculars and just helping this man, Goldfinger, to win the game, because at that time he was playing a game with somebody.
Yeah,
And-
with whom? With just a random guy, right? Just like
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then, because James Bond is an idol of every woman, she has been impressed by him a lot. And then,
maybe
Stop.
maybe it's only me, but I can feel some sarcasm in your tone.
of course, you know me.
So Sean, you think that Sean Connery didn't have this magic to any woman, or what?
I don't think so. Nobody is like, nobody could be like him, kill, fly, do it everything, but nothing happens. So he's an imaginary character for me.
Well, when any move could be your death, you better be pretty skillful, right?
Thanks, Lee.
Okay, so and okay, so he's in the room in the room of Goldfinger, right? That's all
Yeah.
what we know about him.
He talked to him, I remember. He threatened him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What did he say?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but some meanness, right? Something threatening.
Talking about James Bond, threaten.
Yeah, James Bond talked with
Yeah.
Goldfinger by radio station, I guess. And
Yeah, over the hearing aid. Yeah. He
Yeah.
threatened to tell the police that he was cheating in gambling,
Okay.
which
So-
I don't think the police would care, but
So he made him intentionally lose money. So start losing now, and let's make it $5,000 or something like this. Yeah, it's very funny for me because I don't know what's the reason. If I would be someone like a Goldfinger, an evil. So why should I play for small money with no one? It seems strange.
well, I think he made him lose 50,000, but still small money for a millionaire.
Yeah. Not that
Maybe
important.
it is a game for him, Ivan.
It's ego. It's ego. He didn't want to lose $1.
Yeah.
You know?
But he can play, serious games, not like this. And he does, as we will learn, right? Hello, Sergey. How are you?
Hello,
Did you have a
Hi.
chance?
teacher Lee. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Sergey, did you have a chance to watch the movie?
Unfortunately, yes.
Fortunately, okay.
Aw.
We just stopped it at the moment in Miami. How it's called? Miami Beach Hotel, when James Bond made Goldfinger to lose his money. Can you continue with the story?
It's plot very difficult for understanding, but I don't understand why Goldfinger played in card, I don't know. And after that, they went maybe to golf club, if I remember
I
correctly.
guess we're missing the important part, the girl who was killed.
Ah, yes, and he met the girl, Mertenson, Holly Mertenson, I don't know, and he have a meeting. After night, he saw that his girl have been covered of gold paints.
Yeah.
And the policeman told, and she died because of she have been covered, and his her skin didn't breathe.
Cannot breathe.
And yeah, and for me, it's very difficult for realize this death. But for movies, okay.
But it's a fancy way. It's a fancy way to kill, right? Fancy way to
Yeah.
to paint someone in gold.
yeah.
Teacher, me?
You can look on the internet for movies, and you can look up trivial facts, cute things to know.
Mm-hmm.
And Ian Fleming wrote in the book that she died this way. So they used it in the movie. But when they used it in the movie, they weren't sure if it would really kill someone or not.
Mm-hmm.
So they were scared. So they had doctors and everyone standing by in case painting her gold really made her start to suffocate and die. So they were ready, and they put the paint on her, and as soon as the scene was filmed, they washed the paint off immediately. But then they decided later it wouldn't kill you.
I don't know is it true or not, but I heard about the case when in old Russia in Tsar's time they painted some children for some decorations, during the festival, and some of the children died because of that. So probably it's some fact inside. But I also read that they used mercury. Do you know mercury?
Ah, very bad. Yeah.
To melt gold to make it. What's the word for
Okay.
this? To melt.
That may have been the problem. Mercury poisoning.
Mercury poison. Yeah, right.
Very bad stuff.
But mercury. It's what's the word for this? It's dissolve gold, right?
I don't know. It's a liquid metal. It's liquid.
Yeah. But if you put your gold ring into mercury, it will be dissolved.
Really? Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, these churches that use gold roofs. It's made by mercury. So mercury makes gold like solid and glue.
Huh. Okay. Wow.
Okay. What sounds, please?
Really, but this is new to me because I have seen another movie where a guy who evades taxes and everything and smuggles gold. When he hears that some tax department team are coming for a raid, then he hastily applies the mercury on the gold idols, and it looked like a silver idol. So this fact seems weird to me.
Yeah, mercury is silver by itself.
By on molecular level, right?
Well, pure. If you have pure mercury, it's a silver liquid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We call it quicksilver. That's another name for it.
Quicksilver. Okay. Quick because it's moving, because it's liquid, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we finished that girl has died, and what else? Sergey, please continue a bit.
Yes, after dying, the Mi-6 sent request for bond, and they put a task for watching about Goldfinger, and they got him Aston Martin with a navigation system, with other additional devices, with changes numerals. It's a
Yes,
very beautiful car.
Okay, we are not in rush here, so slow down a bit. So it's a special car, like a special equipment, right? And it has many improvements. One of them is changing these plates with numbers. So you can hide plates, yeah. So you can hide immediately. What else has this car? Do you remember what else?
Navigation system and special spikes from wheels, and special seat with catapults.
Ejecting seat. Eject.
Yeah, and maybe
and something that makes oil like what's the word for this? Oil.
I'd call it an oil slick maker.
Slick maker, okay. So you press it and you have a lot of oil on the road, and it's hard to manage driving through it.
Additional Bond have been got special device for checking his location, and two devices, and a big device for I don't know, for putting in the car, and the small device putting in the shoes. And,
so I would call it a tracker, probably.
Tracker, yeah.
So you put it somewhere, and then you can track it, like you can. Funny, yeah, the same one. Okay, so he has a fancy car now and some equipment, and we forgot it was a bulletproof shield at the back, right, in the car, and all this what's the word? All these windows, they were bulletproof. So actually, it was a
yeah.
The old lady almost got him.
Yeah. It's a funny moment. He's old lady.
Okay. Teacher Lee helps us in the chat. Revolving license plate. So you can change it immediately. Okay, so now he has equipment, he has task, he's on duty. What he's doing first? Jürgen, do you remember?
What's to say?
Yeah. Let's continue the story. So he got this car, he got equipment, he went to the golf club, I guess.
Okay, yes. And they started to play golf. And yeah, what happened?
Or cheating.
Yeah, he didn't use the ball he should use. It was number 7.
Number 7. Yeah. Do you play golf, Jürgen? Do you understand the rules?
A little.
Yeah. Can you please teach us about golf? How to play it?
Oh no, I can't so much.
Okay, I'm not a golf player either, but let me try. So how I understand this game? You have some territory, probably with some, it must be a complex surface to make things harder for you. You have a ball, and you have a fixed amount of attempts of strikes to make the ball to fit to the hole. So who did it in a few strikes, that guy win. And you have all your balls are marked, because you should play with own balls. Am I correct? What is
so what Odd Job did, the sidekick, was he planted a fake golf ball and said, "Oh, here's your ball," and it was in a nice, easy, convenient location to help Goldfinger win.
Yep.
Somehow Bond figured he might cheat, so Bond brought an extra golf ball, but it was a different brand than Goldfinger's ball. Normally, if you have a golf ball, maybe you play with Wilson or an Amazon ball or, some brand. So Bond had a different brand ball, And when he grabbed Goldfinger's ball, he switched them. So then at the end of the game, he said, "Oh, look, this is a Slazenger. This is not your ball. You played someone else's ball that was out there. You lose."
And they spoke something like strict rules. So we play strict rules. It's me and something for golf players. I don't understand what exactly, but it was a key moment. Yeah. Okay, so when you play golf, you seems to have an assistant, right? Who bring all the equipment. And how we call this equipment? Just a stick, golf stick?
We call them golf clubs.
Clubs, okay, golf clubs.
In a bag. And the assistant is called your caddy.
Caddy. I remember now. So Goldfinger said, I'm still teaching him to be a caddy. Something like this. About oddbot. Yeah?
Kind of like a golf servant. He drags your golf clubs around and you say, "Give me a 3-iron." He'll give you the 3-iron. So he does all your dirty work for you.
Yeah, I never played golf, so I can't say why it might be so many clubs. Probably they are different by weight and
some are metal, some are wood, and they're different weights. So if you're doing a long shot, you want a heavy one. But if you're doing a short putt, you might want a light one where you can control the force.
Yeah, but you need the preciseness, right? Like inside the hole. So for small.
Yeah. So they might say a 3-iron or a 5-wood to indicate the material and the heaviness.
Yeah. Golf it looks for me like a sport for rich people, posh sport, right? You have to be a member of a club, you have to pay for your membership. So it's usually we consider it like, people who play golf, they're top managers of something, they making deals. It's for like business, club for businessmen.
Yeah.
Sergey, did you ever play golf?
Yes, I play mini golf in Turkey. because I'm not a top manager yet.
Okay, so you played mini golf. I played virtual golf on my computer once. That's all. Okay, so assistant or caddy of Goldfinger, do you remember him? Odd job. Odd job. So what is odd job? Do you guys remember? Do you know, guys? Because teacher Lee told me just because before the class in our warming up session. So odd job has a meaning, right? Teacher Lee, can you teach us, please?
An odd job, 2 words, is just some miscellaneous job. Like if you know what a handyman is, you can hire a handyman to come to your home and he'll fix little things around your house. Can you put an electrical outlet here? Can you pull the weeds in the garden? Can you put a light bulb up here? Little odd miscellaneous jobs. We call them odd jobs, like odds and ends.
It's funny, but in Russia we call it like temporary husband or husband for an hour.
All right, handyman, a lot of hands. Yeah.
So odd job actually a nickname like made from this. Yeah, it's a handyman.
Yeah.
And he has a special ability with his head. Or something. Do you remember this?
Which one?
This odd job, who is an assistant to Goldfinger, he has a special head. And special ability.
He has a hat. I don't know which material it was made of, but it seems to cut anything like wood, steel, even stone. Idol stone statue. He was able to cut it out.
Yeah, it's like a saw. It has a metal plate inside, like a circular saw. So it's a dangerous thing.
Yeah, the part of a hat that sticks out, we call it the brim. So the brim was metal, had a metal cutting edge like a donut.
Yeah.
So he could throw it like a frisbee. And that metal edge could cut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a ninja.
Yeah. So this was the scene at the golf club when Goldfinger threatens Bond. Mr. Bond, I'm not sure you are what you say you are. Let me show you what my caddy can do, what odd job can do.
Yeah, he was really upset about his lose and tried to make a revenge from that, like to threaten Bond or something, I guess. Okay, Vasans, could you please continue with story? So after golf club, what happened?
Goldfinger was not happy because he found out that he cheated, and he, how to say that, a counter cheat. He used a counter cheating method, and he could not deny his, how to say, he could not refuse his the defeat.
I think he wasn't able to deny his defeat.
Yes, he was unable to deny. Yes, exactly. And he warned him that, oh, okay, do not mess with me again. This is the last time you are interfering with my job. Okay. But later, again, he tried to intrude, I think. Where they met again?
So they both used planes to go somewhere.
Yeah, no, I think he was following them, but they were going somewhere in the hill station, I think, on a cliff, and a girl tried to shoot him. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there was a girl, like a fancy one on a car, who honked him on the road, and yeah, am I right?
The girl wasn't shooting at Bond. The girl and Bond and Goldfinger was down here. She was shooting at Goldfinger, but she aimed low and almost hit Bond. Yeah. So she was trying to kill Goldfinger with a sniper rifle. She was Jill Masterson's sister. And she wanted revenge.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what else? Do you remember? And teacher, where it took place? In what part?
Some beautiful countryside. I don't know where it was. Paris. I think they were in France.
Geneva.
Geneva. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so Geneva. Okay.
So it's a Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he meet a girl, and they started to I forgot this word, to follow Goldfinger together, right? So what was the plan? Sergey, do you remember? Please tell us. Sergey, please tell us about their stupid plan.
They attacked the base of Goldfinger, where Goldfinger invited some rich people and very important person. I don't know. Maybe they were criminals. Maybe they were politics. I don't understand. I didn't understand, unfortunately.
Let's stay a bit on this. So they look it to me like a mafia guys or something, some.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. Yeah. Okay. After attack and after killing the sister of Masterson, Goldfinger arrested Bond, and they put this inside the camera, and Goldfinger started to explain this plan of Grand Slam or Grand Helmet. I don't know.
Grand Slam, yeah.
Grand Slam.
But I think, Sergey, we missed a few, things. So first of all, they put captured Bond.
Not. After, I think that it will be after explanation about plan. After maybe okay, and it's interesting moment, and I remember this moment. But in my mind, and it was logical. Now Bond was arrested. After that, Bond ran from camera, and he heard this some details about plan. After that, the Goldfinger put put Bond to the special table and put this hands and started to switch on laser. And it's interesting moment because you started to feel the similar feeling because your legs it's
you're
not
scared, you see
position and and laser and
close and close, yeah.
and you started to understand, wow, no, and your mind started to work harder and harder, and the Bond told to Goldfinger, yes, Goldfinger, you have a problem because I sent the information to Mi-6 and you have to stay me alive.
Yeah, you want me alive, right?
Yeah, you want me alive. And okay, but it's difficult for understand in 2019 because this movie from the middle of 20th century, and why I don't know why.
why they didn't kill Bond immediately?
Yeah, and several times.
Yeah, because it
movie.
was, different word, people like to speak and all this. It's teacherly, yes.
Bond used a bluff. If Bond knew nothing, Goldfinger would have just killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But Bond said, I know Operation Grand Slam. He knew that one phrase. He didn't know what it meant, but he knew that key phrase. So when Goldfinger heard that, he said, uh-oh, maybe Bond told the British government about that, so they might know my plans. So I'd better keep Bond alive so they won't raid my place and capture me. As long as Bond looks like he's happy and safe, then the British government won't interfere. I think that was the idea. It was a psychological bluff.
Yeah, and nice one, That's why Bond remained alive. So, Leila, do you know the plan of Goldfinger?
No, I don't remember, to tell you the truth.
Okay, let's ask Georgi.
I'm listening to you very carefully and enjoying myself a lot, believe me.
Jürgen, do you remember this plan of Goldfinger? What he's going to do?
Yeah, it was try to attack Fort Knox.
Yeah, and what is Fort Knox?
It's a place with bullions.
Yeah,
it's a giant vault facility in Tennessee, in Knoxville, where the U.S. keeps all of their gold reserves. So all of America's gold is in this one location. Back in those days, we backed up the American dollar with gold standards. So if you had $1, you could turn it in and get $1 worth of gold in return.
Yep.
We don't do that anymore, but that was our what do you want to call collateral to back up the value of our money.
Yeah, collateral is a very good word, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, now money is just money. You buy them because someone buys them as well. That's all. Yeah.
We just print it.
Yeah.
Need more money.
Yeah. So Fort Knox, it's actually a castle, with soldiers inside, with a gold inside. So, and the plan was to attack this place, but for what? What was their goal? Do you remember? What did they want to do with this gold?
I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm. Let's ask Vasants maybe. Vasants, do you remember this plan?
Yeah, I think he was talking about a bank and they are bringing a nuclear weapon inside the bank. But I don't see any point why they are bringing that nuclear device into that.
Okay, let me start and teacher Lee will correct me. I think so. The initially, you know, as he told to this mafia boss, to mobsters, we will steal this gold. But Bond asked him, you know, I made some calculation, and you need like, you know, a week or more just to load the trucks with this gold because it's heavy and you cannot do it in like immediately. So
3 days.
3 days, yeah. So, and he said that Navy and Army and everyone will be, you know, attack you during this time. So, what is your real plan then?
Ivan, could it be to bring economic chaos to the West?
Exactly, exactly. To destroy the capitalism, you know, because Chinese government paid him or something, or provided him this device. Nuclear device.
Like now.
Like now, yeah. Exactly. No, it's a spiral of the history. Yeah? So China trying to destroy American capitalism by just destroying the gold. Because if they destroy the gold, it seems like dollar is not backed up, has no collateral like value. That was the plan. Am I right, teacher Lee?
Correct. There's more to it than that. Goldfinger's really doing this for himself. Back in those days, we didn't have as much gold as we have now. So the gold supply in the whole world is a fixed amount. It's whatever's in the ground and we dig it up. We can't make gold from chemistry. So at that time, back in 1984, the U.S. gold reserves was most of the gold in the world, except for some other countries that used it to make jewelry. So Goldfinger loved gold, so he collected gold himself. So he also had a huge reserve of gold. So his idea was if he contaminated America's gold, then he would own most of the good gold in the world. So he would have a monopoly on the world's gold. So he could charge an extremely high price and make lots of money. That was his plan.
Yeah, it would work, I would say, because how it works? What mean the price of the gold? How we call it, ounce? This
Ounce.
Ounce. Yeah. So who defines the price of the gold ounce? It's just a
London exchange market.
Yeah, but how? It's just a ratio between.
It's opinion. It's equality before this taking and the sales. It's
yeah, exactly.
Usually market price. But interesting questions about the gold. And Goldfinger told this gold will be bad during the 60 years. But what's problem? This gold, it's not a gold for jewelry. This is a reserve. Okay, no problem. This gold will be chemical dangerous during the 60 years. What's problem?
Yeah,
I don't see the problem.
You can't use it.
You can sell it. You can sell it. You know, you can sell it only in future. But now, if you
the countries don't sell the gold usually.
Actually, they do. And they do like on daily basis. When they need to support their currency rate or something, they sell it.
Back in those days, Sergey, if China said, here's $1 million in US dollars, I want $1 million in gold, we would ship them $1 million in gold bars. We use that gold as an exchange. But if it's radioactive, we can't do that anymore because no one wants radioactive gold. So,
but I have questions about the place of stock of gold. Why the US use only one place for warehouse for gold?
Because it's easy to protect. You know. You have army in one place. You have one person, not like tens of them. You know, Because
And you don't figure someone's going to rob a gold vault because the gold's heavy. You need tanks or something to move it, you know. So you don't expect it to be a problem to have it in one place.
yeah, it's a safe place like White House or like
Okay,
Kremlin.
okay. I don't know where is Russia have stocks this gold. I don't know.
Me
And
neither.
Jorgen, do you know about Sweden? Where is your gold?
I
And
don't know.
Mastant, you know where is your gold? I know only about US. It's one. It's a strange.
Sergey, it's a very interesting point, I would say. Yeah. So we all, we used to have secret places for gold, but Americans, they have democracy and all this open speech
Yeah.
standards. So they always say our gold is there.
Yeah. After that, you will realize the T-shirt with the Fort Knox, the place of gold, and the sell this.
Not a secret, the whole world knows. Vasant, please.
Yes, every country used to print their currency based on the gold stock they have. But nowadays, the policy seems obsolete due to the economic policy we all have. So we can print whatever currency, whatever the amount of currency we can print it.
Yeah, but speaking about this financial institutes, why it's gold? Why it's not something else? Why it's not, I don't know,
Platinum.
yeah, so something like, why it's not iron or I don't know, copper or something else? So there must be reason about gold. Leila, do you understand why we use gold as a like a measure for money?
What I think is that it could be more valuable.
Yeah,
It could be, maybe people have accepted it like that. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, it's such a question that makes anybody think a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, but actually there is an answer, So the answer is it's about emission. So if we choose something like copper or something else, we can like increase the amount of iron or copper immediately. It's not a big deal for metallurgy, but you cannot get too much gold from nowhere, as Teacher Lee said.
Wow,
So
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's more or less stable amount. So it's increased, but slowly, and prices are still the same. So it's not like what's the word for this? Volatility. Volatility is when you cannot predict the price. But gold, it's we mine it very slow. And another important factor that it's very, Teacher Lee, please help me with this word. It's very immune to any like chemicals or oxygen or something, so it remain in the same state for long.
Non-corrosive. Even seawater can't damage it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So if you bring it to down to the yours, it will be the same gold. So it's convenient to save it. Yeah. And another important thing that it has a very few usage in the industry. So you don't need gold for something like, to make phones. Actually you need, but very small amount. Yes.
It's great. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. But I think we like gold for jewelry. Teacher Lee wrote in our chat mostly for jewelry, just because it's valuable, because it's like a derivative from its price. I think so.
Yeah, could shape, anybody can shape it easily. One of the men told me about it, because gold is easy to give it a shape to.
Yeah.
The way they test gold coins is they'll bite it.
Yeah, why?
If you can bite your teeth into it, it's soft, so it's real gold.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, let's go on. So we know the plan and how it went. Tell us. Jorgen, would you like to continue? Jorgen, would you like to continue with the story? So about this attack?
I mean, where were we?
We forgot about this female squad of pilots and another girl. What was her name?
Pussy girl.
Pussy
Yeah.
Galore. Yeah.
Pussy Galore's flying circus. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
girls.
Jörgen, do you remember them?
Yeah.
Let's ask Jörgen. Jörgen, do you remember
yeah.
Pussy Galore and her flying circus?
Yes, when they dropped this gas or nerve gas, I think.
Yes, they have a gas something 9. I forgot something.
Delta 9. Never heard of it.
Yeah, probably
Fake
made
name.
up. Fake
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
And everyone just dropped to the ground immediately.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a non-lethal, right? Non-lethal gas that make you sleep for 24 hours.
No, it's deadly.
But it was deadly, right? So
It killed the gangsters.
yeah.
He probably told them that it was non-lethal so they wouldn't get too excited.
Okay, so girls on the planes, they start to spread the gas over everywhere around the Fort Knox, right? Do you remember this, Jörgen?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember that. Yeah.
What happened?
And they had their cars and drove into the area and started to. They put up their laser and removed one of the doors and got in there and set up the bomb and what happened then? I can't remember more.
And bomb started to tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah.
So we have only, I forgot exactly, but maybe 20 minutes, right? And at
Yeah,
that moment, we realized that Bond managed to send a message, right, to government, and this gas was
Fake gas.
replaced. Yeah, it was. Vasant, do you remember the story? Can you tell us? So actually, we found that soldiers are not killed, but why?
Because of the gas. I forgot the gas name, but when they spray the gas, when they smell the gas, they faint out, and it will last for at least 24 hours, I think. But unfortunately, they all woke up so quickly while the robbery plan was in process, and they were alerted and they surrounded the building, and inside Goldfinger didn't expect that. He decided to blow the nuclear weapon. How to say? It's at a countdown timer.
Uh-huh.
So he turned on the timer and they started to fight with each other. They had shooting. They were fighting at each other. At some point, he locked James Bond and Odd Man and another guy who knows about the nuclear fission. All three of them were locked inside the vault, and outside the building, they were fighting at each other, and Goldfinger managed to escape by disguising himself as a US soldier, and there was a typical James Bond fight inside the vault, so with the one-on-one fighting and a brilliant execution at the end. Finally, he managed to his friend managed to stop that countdown timer by pressing a button, and there was an Easter that the timer stopped at 007. So I thought it would be at the last 1 second, but they stopped at 007. There was an, how to say that? Is that an Easter egg? How do we call it? Okay.
Some switcher, I guess. Yeah, so eventually the world was saved by, and capitalism was saved by James Bond. Nice job. But actually, wrote an interesting question. Yeah, do you remember how exactly Bond beat odd job? What was the trick, Sergey? Do you remember?
Repeat, please, questions.
How exactly Bond managed to?
Oh, it's a funny moment, and because I watched it 2 times this moment, because they put the cable, and the cable like a I don't. I'm electrical engineer, and I had a lot of cases where we have problem with the cable, but I I never seen this the similar situation. Never.
That's why we're talking to you now, right?
Maybe. And additional, and Bond through this head, and the head put inside 2 spikes, the metal spikes, and our job put his hand in the metal spikes, and after that Bond put the cable. But if I understand you correctly, these places have the spatial system of ground, and if you have the problem with the cable, you must have spatial automatic system to switch off the cable, to switch off the electrical feed.
Sergey, but it was 50 years ago. So.
Not, it's not 50 years. It's a system from 20th century. It's a must.
Okay.
It's not have to. You must have a spatial system. After that, the second point, when you put the cable, your ground system, your electrical feed go through spikes to the ground, not to the odd job. It's a very funny moment for me.
Okay. So you don't buy it. I see. Okay, but we see that different. You know, we're not electrical engineers, so we see it in exact way that Bond was smart and wit, and he found a way to beat this guy. You know, using physics and all the things. What we learned. Okay, I think it's all for the story. So what was the moral of the story? if any.
The bars were ungrounded, Sergey. That's the thing. The bars were not grounded. They were above the ground. So it went through the hat, through his body to the ground.
Yeah, and I watched it 2 times, and I noticed that the odd job have the spatial shoes with the isolated shoes, and we saw the spatial floor with that.
Okay. Don't spoil the movie, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a few questions on our Padlet. Part of them we covered already, so let's answer quickly. So
let me mention one more quick thing that was kind of cute. Okay.
Yes.
It's kind of a trope. We have a saying: "He who lives by the sword dies by the sword." That means whatever dangerous thing you use in life to survive, that will be the same thing that will eventually kill you.
Oh, really? Is it true?
Yeah, well, yeah. If you fly test planes, eventually one of them's going to fail and you're going to die. So yeah, it's true. If you're a race car driver and you make a living driving race cars, you're probably going to die in a crash. So
Wow.
it's generally true. If you're a soldier, you're eventually going to die by the gun, right? Somebody's going to shoot you.
Yeah.
So Odd Job killed people with his hat, so his hat was the ultimate thing that caused his death.
Yeah.
So a little irony there.
And it's interesting that in Russia we have a similar saying. Sergei could remember, but it says, "Who came to us with a sword will be killed by the sword."
Same idea, yeah. Okay.
Okay, okay, question number one. Why Goldfinger played with men in resort if he had a lot of $1 million? So we partially answered that. So just because he was evil, right? We don't know. Because he wants to be, I don't know, to be a winner every moment. Something
Like
this.
Trump, yeah, like Trump. He's going to win so much, you're going to get sick of his winning.
Okay, question number two. Why Pussy started to help Bond when they attacked Fort Knox? Leila, what do you think? Why?
If I'm not wrong, I listened to you guys, and I think he wants to take revenge.
I think she worked for Goldfinger, but she changed her side because
I remember. Pussy was the lady at the beginning of the film, right?
the pilot.
No, she was the pilot trainer.
Okay.
Goldfinger's right-hand man.
Okay. I don't know, but I can make a guess. She could be impressed by him.
Yeah, she
The
fell
one
in
that
love,
Bond fought with in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah. So she spent her whole life, to be on the bad side. But then Bond came and kissed her, and she said, "I'm changing sides now. I want the good."
What you said, Layla? He melted her heart.
Yeah. Why not?
But that's why they pay salary, to Bond. I mean, United Kingdom, because he's so good. Okay, why Goldfinger did not kill Bond at once? Actually, it was my point. Yeah, in 2019, he will be killed in no time, just instantly. But it was all good times.
We also have a saying, better to live with the devil you know rather than the devil you don't know. If he kills, he kind of knows Bond, so he can kind of predict what he's going to do and control him. But if he kills Bond and they send a new agent, now they don't know who the new agent is. So better to let Bond live as your prisoner than to kill him and now have another agent replace him and you don't know who that agent is. So maybe a little bit of that also.
It makes sense. It makes sense. We have another saying that you have to have your enemy close to you just to watch them, right? Something like
right.
That.
Yes, it's the same.
Yeah. So
but I don't want to be close, Ivan. Thank you.
Okay, one more question. Why Bond did not die when the plane was depressurized? If it's the right word. Depressurized. What do you think? Is it a word?
Yep.
Okay, so it's mean when the window of we call it window, or how we call it? I forgot.
Yep, window.
When the window broken, you have very little oxygen, and this air from the plane goes outside and actually killed Goldfinger. So why Bond did not die?
Because he's the hero.
Because it's Bond. James Bond.
On first place, yeah. But let's find some physical explanation.
Goldfinger plugged the window for a little while and let the oxygen build back up.
Okay. Nice one. Okay, we ran out of questions. If you have any, please, it's time to ask anything.
Okay. It's Ivan, it's worth mentioning, back in 2018, we did have a real life event where an airplane engine exploded, and the fragments from the explosion broke a window,
Mhm.
and a woman passenger who was presumably seat belted got sucked into the window, and she was half inside and half outside.
Terrible.
And they grabbed her and they pulled her back in, but so much debris had hit her, she died. But
Wow.
you really can get sucked out of a broken window on an airplane. It has happened in real life.
Okay, that's why I like small windows, you know. And that's why I have so much fat. Vasants, please, your question.
And he killed the girl and applied gold paint on her. I was curious why he was obsessed with gold that much.
Yeah.
Personality flaw.
Yeah. Look on this like on mania or on some like defect of mentality, I would say.
Obsession, fetish. Yeah.
Something like this, yeah. Okay, if you don't have more questions, let me try to share some slides. Actually, we don't have slides, but I just Googled, you know, random how it's called, images from the movie, and I will try to share them now. Share this one. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes. Jürgen, please describe us the picture. What is happening?
They are painting or with gold paint.
Yeah, actually, it's behind the scene or something like this. That's how they did this. A lot of people there. Yeah, but I think. Do you think it's a real gold?
No.
In the movie, it was pretty plausible, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? Any details? Not much here, I see.
You can see on the wall near the ceiling, those are air conditioning vents.
Ah.
Cold air comes out and sinks.
Yeah, not too much here. Let's go to the next one. Vasants, please describe this one. What is happening? Do you remember this scene?
Yeah, here is where he Goldfinger was explaining his bank model with a miniature of that bank, and he pressed a few buttons, then all of the windows and all possible openings of that room started to closing, and everybody panicked and they shouted. We can see a bar setup. Is that a bar table? It looks like a bar setup, and a lot of glasses, an ashtray, a lamp.
I remember at the beginning he started to play with like a pool table. He started to do something, and then it converted and became like a, what's the word for this, plate for managing the whole equipment. Yeah, control board. Can I say so? For the control board for the room, and everything started to be converted to so it was a hidden thing. Yeah, look at pretty funny. And Goldfinger was so proud of this, and guys were so nervous. What is happening on?
Yeah.
Pretty fancy. Yeah. And I can see this wheel on the wall. Can you see this like a golden wheel from the boat or something from the yacht? Wheel steer.
Okay, helm wheel. Okay, I couldn't tell. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, not too much here. Ship's wheel. Yeah. Okay, let's see something else. Okay, it's the same. Probably it's the most popular picture from the movie. You know, I googled Goldfinger. And we see golden girl. Oh, okay, golden girl again. Um, I want to share a funny fact, funny trivia fact for you. You know, the real gold cannot be piled, cannot be in a that high pile because it's very heavy and it will be squashed. So I read in the internet that it can be 10 or 12 layers max.
Oh, okay.
Because you start to kind of like squash the lower part.
Huh. Okay.
So that's how we can say that this gold is not real. Okay, and speaking, so there is a girl, he has a rifle. I would say a sniper rifle because of this like optic device. How we call this? I don't know.
Telescope.
Telescope, yeah. And well, that's all. And we see metal bars from the fence. Is it not a fence? How we call it? Gate?
Gate probably, or yeah.
Yeah, from a gate.
Cage or gate.
Cage, yeah. And a lot of fake gold.
Okay. She's wearing a jumpsuit. When it's all one piece, pants and shirts one piece, we call it a jumpsuit. You jump into it.
Okay. Funny jumpsuit. Nice. Okay, let's go on. Sergey, please.
Yeah, there is a plane. There is a salon and pussy galore and Bond and special cover. And no, it's a material inside the plane, inside the salon.
So it's a lining, no? Like gold lining on this tube, on the sailing?
Not, it's a material above head of Bond.
Mm.
Looks like a cushion. Looks like a chair cushion almost.
Yeah.
Soft.
Soft, yeah. Two chairs and pussy head put on table jumpsuit.
Yeah. Some art, some draw on the left, right? Looks
Yeah. The point. It was small. I don't understand. It's maybe it's a wine. Maybe it's a small guy. I don't know.
Yeah, something strange. Yeah. So and you see that everything is gold inside. So speaking of obsessions, yeah, even this metal. I don't know what is this metal
bar pole.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, pole.
Looks like a gold.
If you look at the back of Bond's chair, it kind of wraps around him. We call these wings.
Wings.
So it has a winged back.
Nice. Okay, winged back. Nice. But I like this type of chairs. But I don't see them in planes anymore. Sergey, do you? Have you ever fly on such a plane?
Yeah, it's not a business jet like a small plane with two chairs in one side and one chairs to second side.
Yeah.
Air or Bombardier like this.
Okay. So you
without gold and without.
Okay, vault in the back.
It looks like a handle on the door, but above the light. Right above. Yeah, it looks like that looks almost like a vault handle or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just the wall light support.
Yeah, maybe for court, court rack.
Yeah. Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
Okay. The same scene, I guess, but different perspective. Can we see something new, Sergey?
Yeah, it's a glass with a cognac.
Cognac. But in English, it's probably brandy. Usually,
it's not brandy. I think we have a brandy. We have a cognac. From French province cognac. Brandy is brandy. Yeah, I know.
Okay, you're an expert, right? Okay, and the gun, now we can see that the gun is a revolver, right? It's a
revolver.
revolver. It has a rotating
Cylinder.
cylinder. Yeah. And on the right now we can see this another assistant.
Probably, yeah. Stewardess, I guess.
Sure, this, yeah.
If you look at the window, you got white curtains. And if you look at the white curtains on the window, there's a curtain tie. We call it a curtain tie that ties the curtains open. So we call that material gold braid.
I mean,
And
this like a
with a
yeah.
with a tassel. We call that a tassel. Golf shoes have tassels on them. I don't know why, but very elegant.
Yeah, French style. Okay. Yeah, and we did not teach guys about this galore thing, right? So, do you guys remember this this girl? Her name is Pussy Galore, but it's kind of a pun, and galore means like an adjective, right? That means a lot. So, galore, yeah, it's mean a lot, like a bunch, a lot of things, something. So, what could be a good example of this? Teacher Lee, help me please with galore.
We have problems galore.
Yeah, we have problems galore.
We have products galore. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that usage is kind of different. Yes, it's a adjective after noun. Products galore, but it's mean we have a lot of products. We have a lot of problems. We have hate galore in the USA.
So Pussy Galore is kind of a funny name, supposed to be kind of suggestive.
Yeah, we have. Let me write something. We have snow galore in Russia.
Yep. Do you have any snow in Russia? Oh, we have snow galore. It's everywhere.
What sounds?
Yep.
Teacher, I hear that whatever product that James Bond used becomes trend. Is that true? People started to follow whatever the product he uses, like the car model, the mobile he uses, something like that. It becomes a trend to the fans. Like the fan notices what kind of brand he uses.
Yeah, a lot of times. Aston Martin was a struggling car company, and that movie Goldfinger made them rich. They actually had some real millionaires that asked Aston Martin Company to make them a James Bond car. So they actually made 18 Aston Martins, real ones, that simulated the features on James Bond's car. The little machine guns were like little blinking lights that would come out and go ta 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 ta. And so it became very popular. And in a lot of the Bond movies, he will have an Aston Martin. Not always, but sometimes he'll have an Aston Martin. That's his brand.
I know that in Russia we call this brand placing. When you pay someone, some director to the movie to put this brand inside, to make it like famous or something. Brand placement. Okay. Brand placement.
Right, and his pistol was a Walther PPK. So Walther became very famous at that time too.
Nice. Okay, I'm trying to find something. Okay, speaking of Aston Martin, yeah. Sorry, I forgot whose turn is it. Jorgen, would you please describe this car?
From the tires, from the wheels, come out this slashers. So.
Tire slashers, yeah, to cut others.
Tires, yeah. And there is two lamps. Just
bumpers.
Just in front of the screen.
In front of the screen? You mean at the bottom, right? This one?
No.
Just lights. Just like
No, further.
The machine guns. The machine guns.
In the middle of the car.
in the middle of the car. Mhm.
Oh, the hood.
Yeah, but further back.
That's just an air scoop.
No, windshield, around the windshield.
Around the windshield.
In front, yeah, two lamps. Yeah. There.
I think it's mirrors. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's the rear view mirrors.
rear view mirrors.
Okay.
But it looks like light. I agree with you, but it's just a fancy design, for mirrors.
You can actually see that the machine guns are sticking out. If you look close, the little lights have opened up and little machine gun barrels are sticking out.
Yeah.
Right. Both sides. And then the bumpers are like ramming bumpers to ram something without damaging the car. I guess.
How we call this? I don't know. Door.
It's just a roof. I would call it a roof door.
Roof door. Okay. So do you remember this button? Never press this button. It ejects the passenger, but it has a good usage in the movie.
That's right. And Bond says, "You're joking." I never joke about my work, Mr. Bond.
Pretty formal. Yeah. So what is this thing? On this right? Hard to understand. Probably it's for oxygen, something like.
Yeah, probably. And air goes in the grill and comes out there, maybe.
Yeah. So it's
or maybe just decoration. I don't know.
Yeah, but looks fancy. And these like wheels, they not made of solid metal, but this uses, how we call this, like a bicycle.
Spokes, yeah, spoked wheels.
Spoked wheels. Yeah, I've read once that it's a kind of a good technology, and the only reason why we don't use it now because it's expensive. So it makes a better dynamic and all these things and lighter, but it's like a very expensive technology. You have to adjust every spoke in the wheel. So it's better to stamp than do this. But it's an old technology, and for the really posh cars, we still have this. Okay, so what else? It's convertible, I guess, or not? Looks
not really, just the roof. Yeah.
Just the roof. Okay. Okay, nice. Let's go somewhere. Okay, I remember the scene. Vasant, do you remember? It's in the plane.
Yes. Inside the plane, they had a couple of camera. Not a camera. It's a peeping hole, right? Peeping hole or something like that.
Like a small hole.
A keyhole or something. Yeah. Yeah. To see what's happening inside. But when she tried to look into his room, he had found that they have such security features. So he covered the first one by hanging his coat above the hole, and the next one has placed behind this glass. This glass was semi-transparent, so they can see from the other side. So he pretended to be applying his shaving cream, and finally he playfully sprayed the cream on the audio.
Yeah, he was very hard trained, He knows all these tricks. Yeah, nice one. Okay, Sergey, your favorite scene?
Yeah, it's a table with ladder.
You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die.
I like that one.
So,
Understand what is material of this table, gold or metal? But I thought it was gold
Well, probably.
I think part of it is
Yeah, it looks like gold dish, I would say.
part of the rest
Yeah.
of it's white plastic. It looks like, but I think part of it's gold, maybe just to show off. My laser can cut metal.
There are two person, and one person looks like very emotional, and the second person, it's no problem. Oh, it's a usual things for us. we will divide it.
Yeah, but I think the difference between them, you know, Sergey, is that one of them he's on duty. He's going to clean up all this after.
He's probably
Yeah.
moving the laser.
Yeah, and it's interesting for me why the Goldfinger didn't want to stay and watch this process of dividing. It's it's very interesting. Maybe.
I know, yeah. I'd want to watch, you know, hear him scream, you know. Ah!
Yeah. But and he has a special French and costume with this special things. I'm speaking about Goldfinger. Goldfinger has a jacket, and his jacket is black, and I don't know what is it. It's brown.
Lapels.
You mean
Lo-
these pieces, right? These
Yeah.
pieces, they called lapels, as teacher Lit wrote in the chat. Gold
Yeah.
lapels.
Gold lapels.
I guess you can buy the same suit in Russia.
Yeah, that's a special kind of jacket. We call it a dinner jacket. It's for relaxing,
Dinner jacket.
but
Yeah.
still dressy.
No, I think we lost all this culture. Now we use T-shirt for everything.
Yeah. Notice Bond is dressed in all black for stealth.
To remain invisible.
Right. Hide in the shadows. But no blackface. No blackface.
Can you see behind these science guides? There is like tapes, like something like.
Yeah, it's special old computers. What do you mean?
It's a magnetic tapes. It's a big circles. I don't know name.
Reels.
Reels. It's a reels with a magnetic tapes. So it's a pretty fancy, I would say, lab for everything. Yeah. And I think why they use laser for gold? And I think because, you know, gold is too precious. If you just sew it gold, you lose a lot of like material.
Maybe.
Yeah, so laser looks practical.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's okay. I think we covered this. Is this guy, this special guy? Jorgen, do you remember this scene about mobsters when one guy, he said, I'm out from this. Give me my gold, I'm not care. Do you think it's his?
It was him on the front, I guess.
On the front right was the guy that left, I think.
Yeah. So what happened to him?
I can't remember.
They killed him, you know. You can never quit some mobsters, you know, how we call it. You can enter but not quit. Okay, I'm stopping sharing. I think it's for today. So thank you very much for the movie, for the nice class. it was fun.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
And see you next classes. Bye.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm